The recent New York City mayoral debate featuring Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani, Independent Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa was a dramatic and highly charged affair that crystallized the deep political divisions and urgent issues facing the city. The clash was less a conventional policy discussion and more a struggle over experience, integrity, and competing visions for New York's future. Summary and analysis. The debate was characterized by sharp, personal attacks, with former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Guardian Angels founder Curtis Sliwa largely aiming to slow the momentum of frontrunner Zohran Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani, Democratic nominee. The self-described Democratic socialist focused his entire campaign and the debate on affordability. He relentlessly attacked Cuomo's integrity and past record, repeatedly using the line, "What I don't have in experience, I make up for in integrity, and what you don't have in integrity, you could never make up for in experience." Mamdani defended his progressive policy platform, which includes a rent freeze on stabilized apartments and fast and free buses, while walking back or clarifying past controversial remarks on issues like defunding the police and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He is the clear frontrunner, leading in polls by a double-digit margin. Andrew Cuomo, attempting a political comeback after his 2021 resignation, positioned himself as the competent, experienced executive the city needs. His primary strategy was to paint the 33-year-old Mamdani as dangerously inexperienced and his policies as fantasies that would lead to financial ruin. Cuomo was constantly on the defensive, however, having to answer for the sexual harassment allegations, his handling of nursing home deaths during the COVID-19 pandemic, and his loss in the Democratic primary. Curtis Sliwa, Republican nominee. Sliwa, the colorful Republican, took shots at both opponents, often acting as a chaotic disruptor. He mocked Cuomo for losing the primary and called Mamdani's plans unrealistic. Sliwa focused heavily on public safety, calling for hiring 7,000 more police officers and reinstating qualified immunity. He tried to insert his unique street-level knowledge of the city into the more policy-driven arguments between the other two. Analytical takeaway. The debate confirmed that the race is fundamentally a referendum on Mamdani's progressive surge versus a desire for perceived competence, represented by Cuomo. Sliwa's presence fractured the anti-Mamdani vote, which is a significant factor given that Cuomo's best path to victory would be to consolidate that opposition. Reasons and consequences of the clash. Reasons for the intensity. 1. Cuomo's comeback attempt. The high stakes for Cuomo, who is running for political survival, ensure maximum aggression. Losing the primary to Mamdani has personal and political gravity, forcing him to be highly critical of the man who defeated him. 2. Mamdani's momentum. As a young, self-described socialist who has energized the progressive base and built a lead, Mamdani is a high-value target. His proposals, such as taxing the wealthy to fund social programs, represent a fundamental ideological shift from the city's traditional political center. 3. Nationalization of local politics. Issues like the Gaza ceasefire and how to deal with President Donald Trump, who has threatened to intervene in NYC affairs, became major flashpoints. This injects national, highly polarized rhetoric into a local race, raising the emotional temperature. Consequences. Solidification of the status quo. Despite the heated nature, political analysts suggest the debate did little to shift the overall dynamics. Mamdani's significant polling lead was likely maintained, as his core supporters remained energized and the opposition vote remained split between Cuomo and Sliwa. Increased scrutiny on progressive policies. Cuomo and Sliwa's attacks successfully put Mamdani on the defensive regarding his past defund the police stance and questions about how to fund his major initiatives. This scrutiny forces Mamdani to moderate his tone and provide more pragmatic details to appeal to moderate voters. Focus on integrity versus experience. The central exchange between Cuomo and Mamdani, integrity versus experience, has become the defining theme of the election, forcing voters to weigh Cuomo's long but scandal-plagued executive history against Mamdani's shorter, more integrity-focused, but less experienced tenure. Prediction and solutions prediction. Based on current polling and the debate's inability to consolidate the anti-Mamdani vote, the most likely outcome remains a victory for Zohran Mamdani. His significant lead, combined with the split opposition from Cuomo and Sliwa, gives him a considerable advantage. Cuomo's challenge lies in convincing enough voters that his experience outweighs his integrity issues, while Sliwa's role appears to be that of a spoiler, drawing crucial votes away from Cuomo. Solutions for the next mayor, solutions to key issues. Regardless of the winner, the next mayor must immediately address the core concerns raised in the debate. 1. Affordability and housing. The city needs a multifaceted approach to the housing crisis. A workable solution involves combining progressive concepts like a temporary rent relief fund with aggressive, pro-growth policies such as streamlining the housing approval process and incentivizing the construction of dense, mixed-income housing across all 5 boroughs. 2. Public safety. The solution requires moving beyond the binary defund versus hire more debate. The next administration should focus on specialized, targeted policing, as Cuomo suggested for subways, while simultaneously launching Mamdani's proposed Department of Community Safety to divert mental health and nonviolent calls away from armed police, ensuring that the NYPD is reserved for addressing serious crime. 3. Intergovernmental relations. Given the looming presence of President Trump, the next mayor must be prepared for a confrontational relationship with the federal government. The solution is to develop a strategy that is both firmly defensive against federal overreach, as Mamdani advocates, and pragmatically cooperative on areas of common ground like infrastructure funding, as Sliwa and Cuomo suggest.